Wow, what a ride. I hope everyone was holding on to the hats today, because what happened in the crypto market? There was one of the biggest crashes we've seen this year. In fact, in my opinion, it was the biggest crash we've seen this year. The March one was bad, but this one hit a bit more harder and a bit more brutal. We've seen Ethereum down to the 1600s. We've seen Bitcoin down to the 2800s. What the hell was going on? Now, today's rundown, we're going to go through what happened in the big crash, why we think it's happened, although there was not much news out there, what is causing all this panic and fear in the market at the moment. Then we're going to go on to what is the state of the recovery. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Is this the end for crypto, or are we bouncing back? And what's next? Do we hodl? Do we panic sell? Is the bear market in sight? All this is going to go through in today's rundown. So if that sounds like something you want to find out more of, I'm Christian, this is Crypto Ripto. Let's get into the video. So the big crash, there would have been panic, there would have been nostalgia, there would have been people absolutely blowing out of their mind seeing this big crash that happened in crypto today. It was brutal, it was harsher than March, it was like a meteor hitting your portfolio. There was chaos, but it was not all as bad as it could have been. There was not no massive drop and without a parachute and no coming back. We can see that Bitcoin has started to make a little bit of a recovery. We can see Ethereum started to make a bit of a recovery. Your portfolio, once you can get your head around what's happened, should have been making a bit of recovery. There was a bit of kind of weirdness with the exchanges that everything was locking up because people were panic selling. So that was causing a big issue. The blockfolio was down. The exchanges were not really working too well. But Bitcoin shot down to all the way to 28,000-ish, around just the high 28,000s. Ethereum dropped down to the high 1,600. This was massive drops. But a lot of people in the smart money, which in my opinion were loving this kind of crash, were getting an absolute fire sale. I mean a sale like people queuing up at Target or Primark when it's first opened after a lockdown. This was massive sales, and anyone that was lucky enough to buy in the dip, congratulations to you, because now that dip is 25% up from the bottom, and it's even getting a bit more now with Bitcoin, as I predicted in the video yesterday, floating around the 38 to 39,000 mark. I did say in the video, which had come out this morning, I did it yesterday, I wish I could have got it out last night, so apologies there, that Bitcoin's going to float around the 38,000 mark, but it is going to have a big dirty wick down. Don't know how big, I could not envision it because I've not got a crystal ball to be as big as it was, but I did say it will drop down, it will liquidate all the people that are in kind of longs on Bitcoin, and you know, sort of like shake out the weak hands. And the kind of smart money want your Bitcoin, so they want you to panic sell at low prices so they can buy it all back up and take Bitcoin onto the next level. And that's exactly what's happened. There has been a bit of fear from the media of, you know, Elon Musk having a bang on the head and doing all these silly little tweets. There's China, you know, going off their nut saying that, oh, we're going to ban cryptocurrency, we're going to ban Bitcoin, which is absolute kick in the face to all their kind of citizens that have invested in Bitcoin and using it to make a living. You know, things are hard enough as it is over there, so the smart people that are actually training themselves and using crypto, you know, to try and make something better themselves, are absolutely getting robbed because it's out of their hands, that they can't, you know, use an asset or use something that's, you know, actually making a better life for themselves, which is crazy in my opinion, but I won't get onto that because I'm not political. But the big crash has happened. It has hit portfolios hard, it has shaken a lot of people up, it has made people a bit wary about crypto. If you've been watching a lot of this channel, or you've been watching a lot of my socials, I've always said that you should have risk management in there anyway. and you should be doing what I do, which is selling on the way up. You know, sell a bit of these at these all-time highs, then buy back in on the way down. When the obviously market comes on the way down, that's when you can start dollar cost averaging your buys. I know it's easy to say that now because obviously Bitcoin's going back up, Ethereum's going back up. A lot of the top coins in my portfolio and your portfolio will be going back up. But from now, what we'll do is, because obviously I know a lot of people that are new on this channel, and this brings us on to sort of like saying what the state of the recovery is, which is the second topic on today's rundown. We'll start doing more, you know, exit strategies for 2021, because the bear market will be over, in my opinion, this year, but towards the end, Q4. And also what the sort of sell and buy strategies are that I use. It's not financial advice, but it's just what works well for me, and it's what enabled me to have some fiat, well, quite enough fiat that I was comfortable with in exchanges, ready to buy these dips today, because there's no way on this earth that I could have thought, after seeing the way Ethereum run, that in a few days time that I would be able to buy Ethereum for $1,800 again, which was what happened today. And you know, why the crash is bad for a lot of people, and I do feel it is, but what I was suggesting is obviously selling on the way up, buying on the way down, has enabled me to sort of recover quite a bit of that block that's there of the assets that I've lost. Because if I'm buying at that low price on the dip, on the crash, and it's recovered now 25-30%, the 25-30%, 40% I was down is starting to get smaller and smaller, and the gap's bridging a lot quicker, because of obviously just being able to buy and sell smart within this cryptocurrency. Now, it's no news that I do that. I say it on every video. And you know why people watching this, and this is why I'm going to timestamp it because I don't want to bore you. Obviously, we talked about the big crash, why I think it's happened. We know it's here. Is that the end of Bitcoin and Ethereum? No. Is this just what happens in cryptocurrency? Yes. Welcome to crypto. It happened in March. It's happened now. It seems to be happening about every 3 to 4 weeks, but not to this scale. The state of the recovery is things are already starting to see the green shoots now. You know, it's sort of had this big meteor hit it, big tsunami hit the portfolio. Now the cleanup process is there. We're starting to see a lot of the recovery. Are we now going to think, okay, if we've not been wrecked out of this, we're going to start having to look at wake up calls, invest smarter, take risk management, not just on your trade platforms, but on your asset management. I'm going to jump straight into the Bitcoin chart now and the Ethereum chart, and to see that where, you know, you can take these kind of like opportunities to buy low, and where you can take these opportunities to sort of sell on the way up. But you know, the key thing is as well, it's all good we have this action plan, but you need to sort of control your emotion as well. So all the new people should definitely not be panic selling. I know it's easier said than done. We'll look at this chart now. Yesterday on this, what was support, but now is obviously going to turn into resistance. We was looking at, obviously, if it's going to break down below this, it was getting bounces, and look, it was getting hammered. So this is why I said yesterday in the video that likelihood is we're going to start breaking down. We're going to bounce around the 38,000 mark, which is sort of here, around here, you know, and then we're going to start seeing some kind of wicks, dirty wicks down. I did think it'd hit around about here, you know, this blocks in here, because I think if we had a daily candle close below this, we would have been in a bear market. But I never envisioned it coming all the way down here, which was 28,950. That's a massive drop. But like all things, when you have the flash crash, within the same 4-hour candle, it got all the way brought back up to here. The recovery shoots are coming all the way back up to here. You know, if we go on to sort of like the 5-minute chart, and I'll zoom out a little bit, because obviously the thing, you can see we're all the way back up to sort of getting to around about the 39,000-40,000 mark, and we've gone in out of this dirty downtrend into a little bit of a uptrend, or up. I'm from the middle of England, so the way I say up's a bit different. And then we can sort of get back on to start testing this support, start hammering this, and then start going back up to the upside. The same thing for Ethereum. It just follows Bitcoin. It had this dirty down mark. Ignore all these lines. These are not for the benefit of trading because it'd be too busy. This is just to see where these kind of crashes and things were coming in compared to the last March crash. I was trying to do some analytic work, but you can see obviously it's had this shoot. It's gone into a nice uptrend. The 144-day moving average is holding a nice support there, and this is flying back up. Gets retested, it might bounce down a little bit, but hopefully Ethereum then starts making a strong recovery. So this again just supports the second part of today's rundown, which is the strong recovery. Because I feel it's important for everyone to sort of get an idea of, you know, this happens in crypto. You know, welcome to crypto. If you panic sell in little bumps in the road like this, you're not going to make a great deal of money in crypto or last the distance. You know, crypto can make quick gains if you're buying trash coins and doing the day trading stuff, but overall crypto is a good kind of investable assets. There is great projects out there, there is stuff that gets sold and brought back and sustains its value. And if, like I said earlier in the video, you are able to do your risk management right, you're able to do your kind of strategies right of sort of, you know, selling bits on the way up to selling bits on the way up at all-time highs, and, you know, checking technical analysis and then buying them on the way back down, you're absolutely going to be in a better position, like I said I was, to have fiat in the banks, in the exchanges, ready to go and buy up these dips. Because I know even some of the top investors out there got caught out by this, and they were fully tied up in their investments, so they've had to use leverage to buy the dips, which I can imagine they've already paid back now, because obviously you think you've used leverage to buy a dip that was 30% not so long ago. You know what I mean? A lot of that leverage could have been popped back now, and it won't be long before we get back up to them good levels, in my opinion, and as we just seen in the technical analysis charts. So that being said, we've talked about the big crash, I'll timestamp that. We've talked about the state of the recovery, we'll timestamp that. I'll just briefly go over what's next. So what's next? Now, I don't want to teach anyone to suck eggs, and I don't want to harp on about stuff that seems 101 and easy to me, because, you know, I want to educate. You know, these are for educational purposes, and I want to educate a lot of people on the stuff I do, and a lot of the new people into crypto. Obviously it's not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you how to invest and when to not invest your money. I'm just going to educate you in being prepared for what crypto has to offer. Now, you know, a lot of these things happen within hours, like we knew today. Like I said, I went out to the gym, I come out of the gym and all hell was breaking loose within the matters of hours. A lot of people today would have just been waking up, or would have been just logging into crypto, or just coming off their lunch breaks, or doing whatever they were doing part of the day, and seeing all hell breaking loose. Now, obviously we're gonna look at this and think, let's do some lessons learned. Let's start putting the risk management into the assets. I'll start bringing out some more videos, even if I have to up the kind of content average, and start doing a video for exit strategy in 2021, strategy for selling, why the coins are pumping to all-time highs, and buying when the coins do retracing. Because I know a lot of people wouldn't, for instance, let's just pull a coin off the top of my head, Matic, which was pumping only a couple of days ago. It went all the way to, like, I think around about the $2.40-50 mark. I can't remember the exact figure off the top of my head. I sold at 209, I sold at 230, and dollar cost averaging sold, and I had that fiat So I sold a lot of that Matic and I had that fiat back in my account. And then everything started dropping today. So for instance, I'd also done that with Rune. I'd also done that with BRB. I'd also done that with sort of like another coin that I got in early called VRA, etc, etc. I mean, I don't need to reel off the portfolio, but you know what I'm saying here. And then that put me in a great position that, like I said, I had a mind-blowing discount on Ethereum today. I brought back into my Matic a chunk of that at a super discounted price. I brought into my VRA smaller amount but at a crazy discounted price, and I also brought into the BNB Binance token, which I like to hold, and to get that at a price that was way down, like it was sub 300, it was down to crazy. It was a crazy discount price that I loaded up on that one, because I also use that for the Binance Smart Chain when I'm swapping to new tokens that are coming out on the Smart Chain that I do via Pancake Swap. So you can imagine, if say, I'm just pulling figures out here, it was a bit more, but I 2,000 that I bought in that. By the time that new coin comes out or that coin comes in, obviously Binance is shot up now. I'm going for the same 2,000. I've got 3,000 to invest in a new asset, which then I presume will go. I'm obviously buying that because I think that's going to go up. So that's like sort of like 2 layers of gains just by looking into a smart way of, not panicking in these dips, having sort of our plans together and being a little bit smarter. And I know this is a lot to take in for new people. That's why I'm going to start doing other videos for that, to sort of, break it down so people don't panic in these things. And I know it's easy not to panic, but we're all in this together. And people that are watching my channel, that's why it's important to subscribe, hit the bell button, smash that like, give it a smash. And then obviously when I can bring this information out to you, like obviously I did with saying Bitcoin's going to drop down and wick down a little bit and stuff like that, we can be better prepared in a better situation. So that's pretty much all we want to talk about on the big crash and the state of the recovery and what's next. There's a lot of stuff going to be coming out, so you're going to be still hearing this in the news, the FUD, the FOMO, in the media for the next couple of days. It might come into the weekend, and we all know weekends are volatile anyway. But let's keep cool. Let's have strong hands on these corrections. Let's not FOMO. Let's be the smarter channel. Let's be the smarter community out there that are putting more risk management in place into the assets, and also buying smarter and selling smarter. And we'll be a great group of community people, ecosystem that's not getting wrecked, and hopefully made some great gains in 2021 out of crypto, rather than getting on a cliff edge because crypto's had another correction. So I'm Christian, this is Crypto Ripto. Trade safe, stay smart, and don't get wrecked.